Welcome back to a video on the channel. We are doing the Premier League Imperialism on here for FC24. As you can see, we have the map all with 20 teams in here. Now, there are teams that have bigger territories from teams, someone like Bournemouth, Newcastle. That's because I just gave them the free counties, cities, whatever y'all want to call them over there in England. I just gave them free to fill in the map to make it a bit quicker because these take a while. And I wanted to go just that little bit quicker. But as you can see here, we have Bournemouth down in the left-hand side. We have Newcastle all the way at the top. Burnley. We have Man City next to Man United. Sheffield United, Nottingham Forest, Luton Town in this area. Aston Villa with Wolves over here. We have Liverpool and Everton over there. And then in London, we have the London teams in here pretty much as their normal natural size. We have Tottenham, Arsenal, West Ham, Chelsea, Crystal Palace, Fulham, Brentford. And what we are going to do, if you don't know how the Imperialism goes, we go ahead and spin this wheel of 20 teams here, figure out what team it lands on. Let's just say it lands on Bournemouth, for an example. We'll go ahead and spin the arrow here, and Bournemouth, they are going straight east, which Bournemouth going straight east is a game against Brighton. They take on Brighton in a FIFA FC24 tournament simulation. Whoever wins that gets that territory plus the other team's best player. So let's just say Brighton's best player is Ansu Fati. Obviously he's on loan, but Ansu Fati, he would go over to Bournemouth. I actually don't know if I can do that, but yeah, that's how that's gonna work. So let's just go and kick it off here. And here we go, the first team up on the wheel, on the chopping block. It's gonna go ahead and be Manchester City. Let's see which way Manchester City, let's see what team they are going to face off here against. Manchester City are going east, a little southeast, which is going to actually creep into the Nottingham Forest territory. So they will take on Nottingham Forest as their first matchup of this Imperialism video. And here we go, Manchester City to take on Nottingham Forest. We go ahead and quick sim, and Man City pick up the win, a 2-0 win over Forest. Alvarez and Doku sends Nottingham Forest packing out of the England and out of this Imperialism video. And there we go, Man City go ahead and pick up this area here. They now pretty much cut off the north versus the south. I don't know why my stuff is freaking out, but they pretty much cut out the north versus the south here of England. And they'll get Nottingham Forest as best player, but it probably won't do much for the team. Actually, it won't do much at all, so I'm not even going to bother giving them that player. But we go ahead and say goodbye to Forest, and they are out of contention of winning the Imperialism. Let me know in the comments what team you think will win this Imperialism. Obviously, City are probably favorites alongside Arsenal, Liverpool, even Tottenham in FC24. Anything is possible. But next up, it is going to go ahead and be Brighton, the youngsters. And Brighton are going northwest. Brighton are going northwest, and northwest really for Brighton is going to lead into Crystal Palace, into London. So Brighton versus Palace, can they enter into that little bit of London, or will they get taken out, and will Crystal Palace expand southward? Let's go and see who wins this matchup. Crystal Palace versus Brighton. Who is going to win this? Who's going to expand? It's going to be Brighton. They will go ahead and take over that little bit of South London. As Matoma with the brace, Joao Pedro also on the score sheet. And Brighton will extend northward. And Eze will go ahead and make the switch from Palace to Brighton. And that's our first real upgrade of the season. Of the video, not season. Next team up, it's Aston Villa. Which way will Aston Villa try and go and see what team they will look to conquer? They are pretty much going due south, and Aston Villa going due south is going to go ahead and lead into Luton Town. So Villa versus Luton, which could turn into Aston Villa controlling a big portion of this map. Obviously, Luton Town kind of, I believe they're in like this area here actually, but they obviously get this whole big area here. I don't know, the zoning I did, it might not make sense to you, but honestly, I was lazy and it was late when I did it, so that's how it ended up being, to be honest. And who is going to go ahead and win this matchup? It will be Villa. A Zanillo brace beginning in the 6th minute. And Aston Villa will take on Luton Town, and they will take over them and move southward as well. And next team up, it's a big boy, or is it going to sweep over to Sheffield? It's going to creep over to Sheffield United. So not quite one of the big boys yet. Obviously, we already had whatever his name is. But now with Sheffield United going northeast, Sheffield United is right here. Northeast is into Burnley. They're going to look to try and take over one of their promotion players there, and then be surrounded by Man City, Man United, and Newcastle. It's a lose-lose situation here, to be honest. Well, it's a win-lose situation here, to be honest, for Sheffield United. But here we go. Let's see what happens. Sheffield United versus Burnley. Who's going to pick up the win? It will be Sheffield United. They extend north, and Hammer and Norwood get the job done over Burnley. Bloody Burnley are gone from England.
What are you talking about? Burnley. It's always bloody Burnley.
And there you go. Sheffield United now have a big portion of the north. Newcastle, though, they could easily get down there. And honestly, it's looking very shaky. Obviously, normally, if I had these white counties, if they were to take over them, they get like a +1 upgrade or something like that. Obviously, shout out Jared HD, who's doing a global imperialism at the moment. If I'm not put this out before then, which I might not. But other than that, I mean, it's looking like we got to get some of these teams. Like some of these teams up here, they get breaking through. It should be going really quick, to be honest. But Sheffield United knock off Burnley. Next up, we are going back south. No, we are not. We are going to the other Manchester club. It's Manchester United now. Will they take on Man City, or will they take on someone else? They are pretty much going southeast-ish, which southeast-ish is actually Manchester City. So Manchester Derby here for Man City to claim this land, or Man United to claim this land, plus Erling Haaland. A big matchup here. Let's see what happens. And it's Manchester United to take on Man City. A chance for United to take on Erling Haaland and get him, or a chance for Man City to pick up Varane. And in fact, I'm actually going to go ahead and start Varane over this game. I believe Varane is the highest rated player. I'm going to make sure the team is the best it could be for both sides, honestly. You really can't get much better than this for Manchester City side. I don't think anybody else would normally start. I believe that is the starting 11 for them. So we're just going to go ahead and roll that. So those are your starting 11s there. Let's go ahead and see who wins the Manchester Derby. And it's Manchester City in fashion. And Bruno Fernandes actually is the best Manchester United player at 88 overall, I believe. So he is going to go over. Haaland scored a brace in the first half. Stones added a third. Foden with a fourth on cherry on top. And Man City claim that little bit of sliver land that Man United have, and they will get Bruno Fernandes. Now, I totally got KDB. I didn't see KDB. I just assumed KDB was starting for them. He wasn't. So there he is starting for them. Bruno Fernandes now in the team as well for Manchester City. This Manchester City team is looking unstoppable. In all honesty, I don't see who stops them. We'll see, though. Next club up on a chopping block, it's going to be Sheffield United. One of the new boys of this tournament, obviously not new to the video, but new to the Premier League for this season at least. We are going to go ahead and go to Sheffield United, see which way are they going, Man City or Newcastle. And it's looking like it's going to be Manchester City. Sheffield United to take on City. City could get closer to take on Newcastle, which could be a big upset waiting to happen. But Sheffield United could also upset Man City as well. Let's see who wins this one. And here we go. Haaland, new boy Bruno Fernandes, starting finally Kevin De Bruyne as well to take on Sheffield United. And it's actually a 3-2 scraper, kind of 3-1 really. Archer scored in the 89th just as a late consolation goal. But Manchester City will extend north and take out Sheffield United. And now what obviously is probably the favorites to win the entire thing. Manchester City now control a massive portion of the country, cutting Newcastle off from the rest of the world, really almost cutting off, actually in fact cutting off Liverpool and Everton as well. Both teams could do the upset, highly unlikely. Liverpool could do the upset, they have the better chance over Everton. Obviously, if Liverpool go north, they take on Everton, and then next up would be against Manchester City. We still have a couple of London clubs that haven't got touched yet. Bournemouth haven't got touched yet. Wolves haven't got touched yet. Newcastle hasn't got touched yet, but Sheffield United is gone. Next up, it is going to be Newcastle. It will be Newcastle. Now, Newcastle can really only go south. The only way they could get something out is if they go north, and I kind of do like a north reset all the way to south and then take on Bournemouth. But just to keep things simple, they can only go south and face off against Manchester City. So it's Newcastle versus City to see who will get the big portion north of, well, just getting Newcastle territory, or will Newcastle extend southward? Man City versus Newcastle. Who will come out on top? It is going to go ahead and be Manchester City as kind of expected. Stones, Rodrigo, and Doku gets the job done, and Man City now control pretty much 50% of this entire country. And Manchester City will go ahead and pick up Kieran Trippier, who's technically higher overall than Kyle Walker. I don't think he'd actually start for them, but there it is. He's now at Manchester City. Next club up, it's going to be London club Chelsea, or is it going to be Villa? It will stop at Aston Villa. Aston Villa, which way are y'all going over here on the map? Y'all are going northwestish, which is going to be against Wolves. So Wolves versus Villa to control the middle section of England and pretty much surrounding the south to Man City in the north. Now Wolves versus Aston Villa. Who is going to win this one? I have my feeling on Aston Villa, and that's exactly what happens. Diaby and Zanillo plus Douglas Luiz gets the job done, and they will pretty much cut off the middle section of the UK. In what seems like a 4-team race in between Bournemouth, Brighton, Villa, and City, honestly, the big one is Manchester City. All three of these, they're not really the best. Obviously, Bournemouth haven't really got touched. Nobody had a battle with them. We haven't got chosen yet. The big clubs, the big three left in here in London, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Tottenham, they haven't been battling with either team yet. And then obviously Liverpool here in Merseyside, they haven't really had to have a battle yet as well, not getting picked up. So for right now, it looks like Villa, Bournemouth, and Brighton are doing good. And although Villa technically are doing good, taking down Luton and Wolves, that's it. They're taking down Luton and Wolves. So let's go ahead and get to the next team. Next up, it is going to be a London club. It's going to be West Ham United. Let's see which club they go to. West Ham are going northeast, and West Ham going northeast is going to be pretty much Brighton. I mean, it's not pretty much. It is Brighton. Northeast for them is Brighton, and this could be a chance for Brighton to get taken down, in all honesty, in which I do see happening. West Ham should win this. Let's see who wins it, though. And West Ham to take on Brighton. If my controller could reconnect, that'd be great. There we go. West Ham versus Brighton. Who is going to win this? It's going to be Brighton. They take down West Ham, and they will move even deeper into London, now surrounding the big three out of the big six. Pretty much, I mean, they're surrounding. Actually, they are surrounding Tottenham, Arsenal, and Chelsea, all to the east, really. And Lucas Paqueta is going to go ahead and join Aston. No, they're not joining Aston Villa. They're joining Brighton. And Brighton go ahead and pick up a decent cam in there. Next club up. Are we staying at Brighton, or are we going over to Bournemouth for the first time? No, we are staying over with Brighton at the main choice of topic here. And Brighton are going northeast, which northeast for them, you could say that's Chelsea, really. You really could say that's Chelsea, and I'm half tempted to say that's Chelsea. But you could also say Aston Villa, and then they would surround London completely. I think I would give that. Which way is that going? That's really going Brighton. I would give that to Nottingham Forest. I would give that to Aston Villa. So Brighton versus Aston Villa to surround London completely, and then also border Manchester City. Brighton with Lucas Paqueta up against Aston Villa, and Aston Villa takes them out. Diaby and Watkins is enough to get the job done. And Aston Villa will imperialize Brighton, and we say goodbye to the South Club. And there we go. Brighton are gone. Aston Villa now control nearly 50% of the entire country. They surround the entirety of London. The big three really, I mean, Chelsea, if they go east, it's Villa. If they go south, it's Villa. They can only go west to extend to Fulham, or north to take on Arsenal. It's very tight up there, but Aston Villa are going to also pick up Paqueta and Eze. They will get both players from Brighton. And in fact, they're only going to go ahead and pick up Matoma. They will go ahead and pick up Paqueta and Eze, but I think maybe Matoma and... Well, to the final top 10 clubs. Half of the teams are gone, and next up is going to be Liverpool. Which way are Liverpool going? Is it going to be Manchester City, or is it going to be Everton? They pretty much have to go due north for Everton. Any other choice? It is the C, technically. I mean, I guess you could give that to Man City. I'm just going to give that to Man City. So Liverpool versus Manchester City. Manchester City, who's gotten one upgrade in Bruno Fernandes, against Liverpool, who hasn't been touched at all in today's video. And it's going to go ahead and be Liverpool to take them down. Mohamed Salah and Thiago knock off Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland, Bruno Fernandes. They will pick up Bruno Fernandes, and they will pick up Haaland or KDB. They're both 91 overall, I believe. That's a big game, though. Liverpool extending eastward. And there we go. Liverpool now control a big portion of the map. The big three looking like Villa. Did I say Villa and Liverpool, Villa, and Bournemouth. Obviously, Bournemouth still untouched yet. We need some England club. I mean, we're bound to get a London club sooner rather than later. They are going to go ahead and pick up Erling Haaland, and they're going to also pick up Manchester United's Bruno Fernandes into the team. I just gave him a striker because their midfield is pretty solid anyway. They need that striker, and there you go. That's actually a massive upgrade for them. We're down to the top 10, 9 left to go, and we are going back to Liverpool. No, we are going to Villa. Will Villa face off against a London club, Bournemouth, or Liverpool? There's only really 3 options there. London club, and it's going to be northeast-ish, which Liverpool or Aston Villa northeast-ish. It's Liverpool. So it's a chance for Liverpool to sucker down all the way over here into the south regions and control pretty much 90% of this entire country. Maybe like 80, 85%, but a massive portion. But Aston Villa versus a juggernaut that is Liverpool now. Haaland and Bruno Fernandes in the starting 11 now for Liverpool, who's probably the favorites to win this entire thing. And will they take on Aston Villa? They will knock them off. And Haaland's straight off the mark with a brace for Liverpool. And Salah and Luis Diaz also adds to that. But Villa gets nowhere close touching Liverpool. And Liverpool will extend southward and now surround London themselves. And now it's the sea of red. Liverpool are red. I'm going to change Bournemouth to white in all honesty because I kind of need to. That way you can see Bournemouth is now white. Arsenal is red. They're kind of blending in there as well. It'll make it difficult for me later on. Hopefully, maybe Tottenham can take them out. But Liverpool still extends southward. And next up, let's see who's up. There's 8 clubs remaining in here, and we are going to go ahead and get Everton. I mean, Everton is straight up a Merseyside derby. They could only face off against Liverpool. So Liverpool are going to get a minor bit of land here if they can take them down, or Everton are about to do the upset of the century. Let's figure out what end it's going to be. It's the Merseyside derby. Who's going to come out on top? It is going to be Everton! They take off Liverpool, and Everton are going to pick up not Erling Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, as well as Mohamed Salah. They are about to have an insane kind of front three-ish, but they take on Liverpool, they take out Liverpool, and now they control 90% of the map, which is insane to even fathom. But bye-bye Liverpool, you are gone, and say hello to your new kind of imperialism leaders here in Everton. And with that, Bournemouth turned back to red, but Everton now control 95% of the map. We're bound to get a London Cup, surely, at some point, right? Surely. But Everton take down Liverpool, the biggest upset of the video. And Everton go ahead and pick up Haaland, Mohamed Salah, and Bruno Fernandes. All play for Everton now, which is insane to even think about. We're up to the top 7. We are up to the top 7, and we are finally going to get a London club. It's Fulham. The first time actually spinning a London club, it's Fulham. They are right here. If they go north, that is Tottenham. If they go south, that is Everton. West is obviously Brentford. They'd have to kind of go northeast-ish for Arsenal and kind of southeast-ish for Chelsea. And honestly, even east-ish there is also Arsenal. Which way are they going? They are going northeast, which is going to be against Arsenal. So Fulham versus Arsenal. Let's see who comes out on top. Finally, a London derby here. Arsenal to take on Fulham. And it's going to be Arsenal take them out. It's 2-1. Saka is scoring the winner in the 54th. An unlikely goal scorer, Havertz, also gets on the score sheet as well. And Arsenal get their first bit of land of today's video. Now, it's a little bit scuffed up here. I kind of blended Arsenal into Everton on accident. But Arsenal now pick up a little bit more land of London. They will have to take on Chelsea, Tottenham, or Brentford to get out of there. And they also have to take on Everton as well. But let's see who we get up next. We are up to your top 6. Chelsea, Tottenham, and Arsenal out of the top 3. Or 3 out of the top 6 are there. And we are going back to Arsenal. Back to the Gunners. Which way are the Gunners going? Is it going to be a London derby, or is it going to be against Everton, and will they escape London? Which way is that going? That's kind of going southeast-ish. That southeast-ish is... I'd have to give that to Chelsea. I really would. It's Arsenal versus Chelsea. So a chance for Arsenal to get even more on the border of Everton, or for Chelsea to get a little bit more land and have a say in today's video. Chelsea versus Arsenal. Who is going to come out on top? It is going to be Arsenal. A Martinelli brace to get the job done. And Arsenal go ahead and imperialize Chelsea. And we say goodbye to another London club and bye to another club as well. And Nkunku is going to make his way over to Arsenal, starting striker position there as well. We are up to your top 5. Arsenal, Brentford, Tottenham, Bournemouth, and Everton. Brentford, Tottenham, and Bournemouth have yet to been touched in today's video, but that is soon to come to an end at any moment, and in fact it might come to an end for Bournemouth as we go ahead and get Bournemouth. Now Bournemouth, I believe, can only take on Everton, so it's going to be Bournemouth versus Everton. Everton is going to look to continue going down here and surround everyone. Bournemouth could do an absolute wonder class though and upset Everton and take control of 98% of the map. It's Bournemouth versus Everton. Who is going to go ahead and win this battle? It should be Everton. It is Everton. Bruno Fernandes and Beto get the better of Bournemouth. It was a close one though. Everton knock off Bournemouth. And it's Land of Blue. Everton control the map now. Only Arsenal, Tottenham, and Brentford could take them down. This is getting real interesting. The big 4 are here now, and it's Brentford who's up next. Brentford, they can take on quite literally everyone. Brentford could take on quite literally everyone. East is Arsenal. Northeast, I would give that to Tottenham. In all honesty, I really would. It shouldn't be, but it's going to be. And then anything else is Everton. So let's go and see which way Brentford are going. And Brentford are going southeast-ish, which southeast is Arsenal. So Brentford versus Arsenal. Arsenal to continue extending and taking over London. Or will Brentford shut it down? Arsenal with the upgraded Nkunku against Brentford. This could be a Brentford win here. I have a Brentford win all over it. And in fact, no. Nkunku with a brace. Odegaard also there as well. And Bremo missed a penalty who could have equalized in the 25th minute. But Arsenal continue expanding into London. And now it's Arsenal, Tottenham, and Everton. I never thought I'd say Everton, but there it is. The final 3 here. We are going to Tottenham. Tottenham, obviously the only untouched club so far. South is Arsenal. North is Everton. That is pretty much there. This could lead up to a North London derby final. This will tell me who the final is. They are taking on Everton. So it'll be Tottenham versus Everton in the final. It could be ending up here to a North London final. And Tottenham could have the best players on the team, though. That would be scary. Can Everton with Erling Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, and Mohamed Salah take down Tottenham and pick up another good player for them? Or will Tottenham get all 3 of their players that they want here, Haaland, Bruno Fernandes, and Salah, and then take on Arsenal in the final? Who is going to play Arsenal in the final? It is going to be Tottenham. They win 3-0. Against Everton. They pick up Erling Haaland, who missed a penalty. They pick up Mohamed Salah, who's ghosted since coming to Everton. And they're going to go ahead and pick up Bruno Fernandes as well inside of this incredible Tottenham team. And it's Tottenham versus Arsenal in the final of the Imperialism. Haaland goes to Spurs. Mohamed Salah goes to Spurs. Bruno Fernandes goes to Spurs. This Tottenham attack is insane. Salah, Haaland, Heung-min Son. Midfield of Madison, Bruno Fernandes, and Bissouma. Vicario in net, Porto, Romero, Van de Ven, Ujoji against Arsenal. Let's see who comes out on top. Arsenal only got one player in Cuckoo. That might be all they need though, in all honesty. And it's Arsenal versus Tottenham. You're already seeing the Tottenham team. Here is Arsenal's Martinelli and Cuckoo, Saka, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Zinchenko, Gabriel, Saliba, Ben White, and Aaron Ramsdale in between the sticks. Let's see who is the winner of this Premier League Imperialism. If you've been watching so far, leave a like, subscribe. Haaland into Bruno Fernandes. Early start for Tottenham. Ramsdale keeps it out. Still Zinchenko, crossed into Nkuku, and Nkuku has a lead for Arsenal. It's 1-0 for the Gunners, and the star-studded Tottenham are behind. Odegaard on the ball, Odegaard into Nkuku, Nkuku into Thomas Partey. Thomas Partey trying to go back to Nkuku. He had the back heel for Martinelli. Heung-min Son out wide early in the second half, kind of 10 minutes into the second half. Ujoji into Højbjerg, into Erling Haaland. Erling Haaland has free real estate. Ramsdale with the save. He'll be out for a corner. Corner short into Mohamed Salah. Mohamed Salah into Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes has a little bit of room there. He has a shot off. Ramsdale should be catching that, but EA logic pushes it out for a corner. Martinelli now in behind for Nkuku. Nkuku doubles a lead, double his goal tally. It's 2-0. And that might be Arsenal winning the entire MLS Premier League Imperialism. Nkuku into Martinelli. Can they add a third? Just a cherry on top. Thomas Partey. It's exactly what will happen. Partey is having a party with Arsenal. And Tottenham can have the best players in the world. And they still can't get close to taking down Arsenal. It'll be Arsenal to win the Imperialism. Just 5 minutes left to go of the game. And the game is over. The Imperialism is over. Arsenal, the North London club, takes down their North London rivals. And Arsenal are your Imperialism team here. They win the entirety of the Premier League, the entirety of England. Let me know what nation. I'm thinking about doing Champions League up next. That would be interesting to do Nations League. I have an MLS one coming out soon as well. Maybe our Arsenal Imperialism time versus whoever wins the MLS one Imperialism team. That would be insane. Let me know in the comments. But for now, leave a like, subscribe, and peace out.